Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there, live.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to the September Ultra. It's time for the TV main event. Diehard Eddie Edwards defending the MWF Television Championship against Latin Fury Luis Ortiz. Ortiz earned this championship shot by pinning Thomas Penmanship on the August edition of Ultra. And what a main event we have for the folks here tonight, Kamish.
You know what? This is another example of how MWF puts out the two finest athletes in independent wrestling today, bar none. Watch the phenomenal athletic behavior, watch the attitude, and this is going to be a non-stop match for both of these gentlemen.
Eddie Edwards was put on the map here in the MWF when he took on Latin Fury Luis Ortiz at Road to the Gold 2003. He opened up the promoter's eyes, Commissioner, and from there his career just began to soar, and what you might call the peak, back in February of 2005 when he defeated Mr. 630 Jarrell Clark to become the first MWF TV champion in the tournament finals.
Here's another example of a young man wanting the business, working hard in the business. Eddie Edwards is a local kid from New England, and he has gone to the Far East multiple times because they love him here. His attitude, his work ethic. How many athletes could really claim in the wrestling business today that the Far East wants you there to train with them, to live with them?
Look at that takedown from Luis Ortiz. Eddie Edwards wrapping his arms around his face. This is what we like here in the MWF.
Luis Ortiz is another fine example. He too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, has gone to the Far East many times. Luis Ortiz has trained. He has worked with the best in today's wrestling business.
Pinfall attempt right there almost. Back and forth action to kick it off. I mean, look at Eddie Edwards' reign as TV champion. He's been TV champion now well over a year and a half. He's defeated Slick Wagner Brown, Hurricane John Walters, Fergal Devitt. The list goes on and on.
The only way they're going to defeat themselves is if they really just don't want to show up that night.
He is a fighting champion with heart and soul, not like the Canadian superstars or Dylan Cage. He doesn't break rules. He goes out and he wins, and that's why the fans love him. The same can be said for Latin Fury Luis Ortiz. He has done it all in New England wrestling except for one thing, Commissioner, and you know what that is. He is yet to win a championship here in the MWF.
He's not gotten the goal, but I'll tell you, my sources tell me Luis Ortiz works many groups throughout New England and beyond. And Luis Ortiz is ranked up there. Anybody, and I mean anybody, would want to have Luis Ortiz on their card because you know what? This man is a non-stop, pure professional athlete.
He's trying to go for the Boston Crab right there, but Eddie Edwards smart enough to get to the ropes. He still knows where he is. These are two fine athletes. Tonight we've spoken with Dylan Cage on the phone. Todd Hansen has been highlighted. The Canadian superstars have been highlighted. And here are two men we don't want with us just for another 5 years. We'd like them for another 50 years on the MWF roster.
If I had more people like Eddie Edwards and Luis Ortiz on my roster, it would not be a problem because they are professional as soon as they enter the building until they leave the building. There's not any problem with either one of these gentlemen.
Look at Ortiz yanking on Edwards' face. This could be a submission. If he can't get to the ropes, look at him yanking on him. But he's not pulling on his hair. He's not breaking the rules. This is an athletic competition at its finest, as you'll see here in professional wrestling.
No one, and I mean no one, I repeat, would see this type of expertise, this type of energy in professional wrestling today. These two gentlemen can easily walk into any arena in the country, or as a matter of fact in the world, and compete on the same level.
Both men trained at Killer Kowalski School of Professional Wrestling. They learned from the best, and that's why they are the best right now here in New England.
They were top of their class, I believe, and both you and I were able to see them in training, as we used to do many times, and we still do. We check out the talent in the independent teaching circles today.
Look at that, Eddie Edwards going for the reversal right here. Pinfall attempt. Luis Ortiz able to kick out. Roll up from Ortiz. Eddie Edwards out around the 2 mark. Flips himself up. A sign of respect right there for both of these hungry young athletes. They want it bad. That's why they're in the MWF.
Nobody is allowed to be lazy in the MWF. And these two gentlemen, believe me, it's going to be a very interesting match because either one is capable of winning within seconds. Either one could go all night long. We could be here until tomorrow morning.
You know, the element of surprise is certainly a factor there. Either one of these men could pull off a lightning quick maneuver to get a quick pinfall. That Ortiz could win the championship that way. You'd have to think that all of the managers here in the MWF are watching these two. Not just Johnny Fabulous, but Ox Baker and his army. Paul Bearer. Oh, even though he has just a trifecta, you never know who he might want to add to his stable. Bull Montana is always looking for men to add.
Unfortunately, both you and I know that these whining managers are hounding you for tapes of this match. Because you know what? They all want to expand their horizons and they all want to expand their business.
Look at that maneuver from Luis Ortiz right there. Rolled up Eddie Edwards as he came off the rope. What a forearm. Ortiz ducks the clothesline with a couple of knife-edge chops.
Ric Flair, baby, all the way.
Look at that drop kick. Air Eddie Edwards right there. Eddie Edwards kicks out. I'm sorry, Ortiz kicks out at the 2 count. I'm so excited by this match I can't even get the name straight.
We got to straighten you out, baby.
Well, this is usually the Jackal's job, but
I know.
the Jackal is busy with his presidential duties.
I know. It's, you know what? He's involved with all the politics on the outside, and he is a busy man as the president.
He's busy taking the MWF into a whole new generation. As we say, the future is now. And we're excited as we look back at the past 5 years to see where we're going to be 5 years from now as we celebrate our 10th anniversary.
The Jackal is the man, and believe me, there is no one better and capable of bringing us into the next millennium.
We have quite a ways to go for the next millennium, but to borrow a phrase from the dollar bill, in Jackal we trust.
We do indeed.
And look at Eddie Edwards wearing down the back, stretching the arms out on Ortiz right here. Look at Ortiz, what an athlete!
Martial art move if I ever saw one.
The big men and the brawlers, they don't do that, Commissioner.
No, they don't. They're quick and the furious. That's why. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Forearms and chops from Ortiz. Boot to the face.
The sign of a true good athlete. When you can take a couple of shots and you keep going and going and going. This is going to be a match of mistakes. Whoever makes the big mistake is going to be pinned for the 1, 2, 3 count.
I think you're right on that, Commissioner.
If I'm not mistaken, Dan, I believe WWE wants a copy of this tape itself.
Commissioner Von Johnson, everyone in the world wants a copy of this tape. No matter what wrestling organization it is, whether it's here in the United States, Japan, Europe, they all want to see these two men.
Yes, I believe both of them have that jacket from the
Ribera Steakhouse.
They both have that jacket. They've been there before, and that's an honor. Eddie Edwards' son, we know, and Luis Ortiz's son, they both have been christened for the Japanese Wrestling Federations.
Either one of these men could wind up main eventing pay-per-view cards for either of the big companies here in the United States. Both of them are loved in Japan. Both of them, you almost have to go to the point where they are becoming legends here in New England wrestling.
I believe, aren't they both fluent in Japanese?
I'm not sure about that, Commissioner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Eddie has actually switched his likes and his needs to several of the Geisha girls, I believe. Eddie was an extra in that movie Geisha, I believe.
Look at that spin kick to the face.
Oh,
that could have broken Eddie Edwards' nose. Will it be enough for a victory? 2! Eddie Edwards out just after the 2 count. Ortiz appears to be a little frustrated right there, Commissioner.
He does indeed. That green tongue will be sticking out very soon.
Reminiscent of your good friend George the Animal Steele.
That's right. I think they know each other very well.
Look at this.
Moonsault
off the top rope. Eddie Edwards kicks out at the 2 mark. Ortiz is starting to realize it's going to take a lot more to to put away the MWF television champion. What a main event here on Ultra. Ortiz was in the main event last month when he pinned Tommy Penmanship during this matchup. Look at that kick to the face. Ortiz is a flexible individual. For him to get his leg up that high from a standing position is a credit to his skill.
It's part martial arts, part gymnastics. Tremendous condition. And Eddie Edwards' son, I'll tell you.
That sunset flip from Edwards. Ortiz reverses it. Could that be it? No.
Oh, back
Ortiz
it goes.
kicks out after two. In a roll-up from Ortiz.
Oh.
Eddie Edwards powers out. Going for the roll-up right here. Look at this. Look at this test of strength. Ducks the clothesline. Super kick from Eddie Edwards. Both men down. Both men are exhausted. Both men could be counted out at this point.
3.
They have a 10 count.
4. 5.
Count along with the commissioner at home.
That's right. Follow the bouncing ball, baby.
Not to be confused with your good friend that started in the big bounce, Leigh Taylor Young.
Leigh Taylor Young was one of my fine women's specimens.
Another forearm. Even Leigh Taylor Young is watching this match.
She definitely gets excited.
Forearms after forearms.
Oh.
That Japanese-style drop kick. Slingshot moonsault off the middle rope. That could be it. 2. Luis Ortiz just able to get out. And Eddie Edwards is holding that left knee, Commissioner.
I know it's been a problem in the past. Hopefully there's not an injury.
We had Todd Hansen with his back earlier. Now Eddie Edwards' knee. He sets up Ortiz off the ropes. Duck.
Oh.
Ortiz wakes him up with a kick to the face. No. Look at that. I don't even know what to call it. Impressive, yes. Enough to defeat Luis Ortiz? No.
Very close. It's a matter of half a second either way here. Who is going to win? Who has the ability to win?
Look at that. And the chop from Luis Ortiz into the corner.
They're digging down very deep.
Wait a minute. Look at Ortiz almost standing upside down on the top rope. Goes for clothesline, misses again. Kick from Eddie Edwards, Duck. Another test of strength right here. Who has the most in the tank? Who wants it most? Edwards lands on his head, but is able to kick out.
Where does he dig down that deep? Both these gentlemen digging down beyond deep.
Television championship on the line. This is what a championship match is all about, Commissioner.
This match is going to go far, far in this country. No one, but no one, can compete on this level of independent wrestling.
People might not like you, Commissioner, some might hate you, but they have to respect your matchmaking skills, and this is certainly evident of that. Kick to the face from Eddie Edwards right there. He's going up to the top rope. Eddie Edwards up. Ortiz has enough in the tank. And knock Edwards down, and he just maybe rearranged his social plans for the evening.
That's it. The Johnson is out of the question now. A little black and white there.
Black and white?
Yeah, there could be some black and white. It could be black and white. Unlike Slick Wagner Brown, who has a lot of black and white also.
Headbutt from Eddie Edwards in a forearm. Ortiz up to the middle rope. He's going to go for a superplex right here, Commissioner.
This is a very dangerous move because if this is not done, this could definitely be a paralyzing move for either wrestler.
He's trying to go for Eddie Edwards is trying to go for a power bomb. No.
Ooh.
Ortiz throws him off, but is able to turn it into a Hurricane Rana. And Edwards reverses it. What a match! Happy anniversary, MWF.
Uh-oh, the Boston Crab.
No, that's more of a Texas cloverleaf type
it does look like a Texas. I beg to differ. You're right.
We need the jackal here for these moves.
Well, that's oh, look
he
at that.
He reaches the rope, and he has 5 seconds to break it, or it's a disqualification. Both of these men must be on borderline fumes.
They're sucking wind right now, both of them.
Wait a minute, Ortiz looks like he's going to go for the Texas cloverleaf. But Edwards reverses out into a small package. 2. Ortiz kicks out.
They're both lucky. If we had a good referee in there, this would be over real quick.
What do we have now? There's the Boston Crab. He has it wrenched in, Commissioner. This could be it for Eddie Edwards. He's nowhere near the ropes. He's saying no. He's not going to quit.
He won't do it. He won't do it.
Ortiz is leaning back. Could this be it? The referee's got the perfect vantage point on it.
The farther he goes back, the more.
Wait a minute, Commissioner Von Johnson, the bell is rung. What do we have here? Eddie Edwards didn't submit. Wait a minute, Rich Palladino has it. The time limit has expired. 15 minutes wasn't enough for these two men.
How do you like this?
Still, MWF
Can't really discuss anything better and seen evenly. This is equal and even.
Ortiz was seconds away from winning the MWF TV Championship.
Yeah, let's going to see what happens here.
Well, in a time limit draw, the champion retains the title. The title can only change hand with a pinfall or a submission. Eddie Edwards was not pinned and there was no submission. Therefore, he retains the championship.
He does indeed.
Ortiz was screwed out of the MWF Heavyweight Championship in his match with Dylan Cage back on the March Ultra. He pinned him in that 2 out of 3 falls match, but because he won the second fall via countout, Dylan Cage retained the championship. And tonight it's a time limit draw. Neither man wins, neither man loses, but all of the fans at home won tonight, Commissioner.
That's right.
And what are we going to have here? We don't have any more time to give these two individuals. But Ortiz is a sportsman, and look at that.
Showing class.
Fans, we're out of time on Ultra. Tune in next month.